Happy vlog day, my darlings. Tuesday night for me and Friday for you. I'm gonna leave my hair down. We're gonna chill. I say Tuesday night because I actually just got off of a podcast. The man is gone. He's door dashing. He's driving DoorDash because he doesn't start his new job, his high paying job. Though, so I'm proud of him. Shout out to my babe. His high paying job, his new high paying job. Look at me. His new job with Pepsi, he doesn't start until the 17th. And so this week he said he's going to DoorDash so he could be able to, have the money to provide for me and the boys. The boys are actually in their room across the house. Just checked on them. They should be good and tucked in for the night, even though they're not going to school tomorrow. Because would y'all believe that there was a tornado warning today, and some people lost power, and the school might have been a part of those people, and the school don't got power. They got power at home. They ain't got power at school. So these kids got to be at home. That is another thing that makes me extremely grateful that this man has not started working with Pepsi yet, because I ain't trying to be home with these children so early in the game, okay? But anywho's, let's talk. Let's get caught up. This week is like reclaiming my time. Like, I feel so fucking good. You know what I mean? Just had to work through the hard emotions. And I pray that my I feel like this is like self-therapy for me, right? I actually have a therapist, y'all. Don't flip on me. But I feel this is a form of self-therapy where I sit down with my thoughts uninterrupted once a week. Even if you don't decide to put it on YouTube, I suggest every person sit down with their thoughts and put them on camera once a week. My process when I am vlogging is I think about what I'm going to say. I run through it so many times before I record, just thinking about it in my head, kind of getting points across, kind of getting, my brain around. And even that is part of processing, right? Like having the first kind of like vlog, hey y'all, that I have in my head, usually it's just like raw emotions. Y'all rarely ever get that to the camera, because I will sit with that in my head and be like, is that how you really feel? Yes, that's how you really feel, but is that your feeling ongoing, or was that an initial feeling? And I feel like that what the last like 2 weeks of my life have been, 2-3 weeks I'll say of my life has been, is like working through a lot of initial feelings, because a lot of things have happened crazy in my life. And so we're just gonna get caught up, and we're gonna talk about where we at. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So grateful for the pause function on my iPhone, first of all. Second of all, just like navigating the windows of like being able to stay on top of my content while things like the boys being home is happening. One of the boys came into the kitchen. I like to still have as much privacy as possible during my vlog. Now, once the boys are at school and the man is at work, I'll just do my vlog in the morning, like when I'm kind of getting ready for the day. But right now, being that everybody is pretty much either at home like they are right now, or when the boys leave for school, he's been at home because he doesn't do DoorDash until night. I just haven't had time to be by myself, okay? But let's get caught up. So, hold on, I'm sorry. Sound like somebody else got up. Okay, they didn't. I was about to say, sit your ass down. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. Okay, but we back. So I left y'all off last week saying like maybe this was the best thing for me. Maybe, my partner seeking another relationship, and the relationship not being one that we have to navigate in tandem was the best thing for me, and it truly was. Like, I honestly believe that if right where our relationship was right now, we started to date another woman as a group, we probably wouldn't have made it. Just because like I haven't been in a really good space with him individually. And so to be in a space with him, with someone who is probably new to him, so they are in a great space and they are feeling this fresh, lovely energy, and I'm not feeling that, me and him probably would have had a problem. Even if me and her were having good, fresh energy, I wouldn't have been okay. Okay. What is happening right now is actually super great for me. Like him spending time away from home, him kind of having, honestly, even just energetically, the fact that like they text throughout the day, and he's able to like put his energy into something other than me, it's actually been super, super, super helpful. It also made me like take a moment to step back and look at myself and be like, bro, you really have gotten off of your shit because you've been really on some y'all shit. And my kicking the ass to myself about that is like the us shit is kind of stagnant. The us shit is kind of repetitive. Like, I love my baby, but the us shit is kind of repetitive, right? He's kind of getting out the box a little bit with the date ideas. Our date was great, by the way. The Key Lime concert was great. I'm going to tell you guys about it a little bit more. But like, when you do something for 7 years, like love a person, you get really repetitive. And we had gotten so repetitive that, like I told him, even our wild nights, I could tell you what's going to happen on a night where you tell me that you want to get wild. And I'm tired of predictable, right? And it's funny because it's like, be careful what you wish for, right? I told the man I was tired of predictable, and 3 days later, he started a whole new relationship. That's not predictable, bitch. Be careful what you ask for. But anywho's, all in all, the initial feelings were just like, oh my God, I'm about to lose something. What am I about to lose? I'm about to go crazy. Then it was like, nobody said you were losing anything. Calm down. Then it was like, actually, instead of thinking about losing anything, like, realize that you have more time to spend not only with yourself, but to get back onto your goals. And like, I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, my flexibility, my dancing. I have a whole empty creative space on our enclosed back porch that I still haven't redecorated, haven't put together. I already named it, right? The loft. I'm also waiting on my mom to make me this giant sea turtle that I'm going to be using back there. But that's still not an excuse not to like gut out the things that I no longer want from my old apartment and to like make space. That is actually going to be my goal this upcoming weekend if he ends up going out to kind of like hang out with his other partner this weekend. Now, the issue for me though, and I recognized this issue when he kind of told me like, I don't know if I'm going or not, and I was making plans, is now I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, what happens if I get to go in emotion, right? I'm going to dance classes, I'm going to workshops, I'm setting up my calendar, and he comes home and he's like, actually, I'm done with that. And I kind of want to lean a little bit more into me and you. I'm nervous for that day. I'm nervous that could happen because I don't want to slow my motion down. Like, I love my motion. I got a date this Friday. I have some friend dates coming up. I have some outings that I would have never been able to do. Well, I won't say never been able to do, but I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do without any major struggle. Now, like, even when it came to, because I was talking to him about hanging out with one of my friends Friday. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to hang out with one of my friends Friday. He's like, oh, yeah, no problem, because I'm about to go hang out with so-and-so anyway. So I'm so grateful that you said that. That way it don't feel awkward. I feel like we both need some time away from each other in this house, in this space, and thinking about the shit that's going on with us. And being with other people, whether platonic or romantic, allows us to just be out of this space for a little while. And at first, either of us kind of felt bad. Like I said last week, when he would ask me, could he go out with her, it'd be like, after he's done an accident, it's like, bro, you don't have to do that. And so now, like, I'm leading the charge. Like, I'm filling my calendar, and I'm like, hey, by the way, I got da do. Oh, that's cool, because now I can da. Like, I feel like they talk consistently enough that if I find something to do at least 2 or 3 times a week, they will be able to be with each other, even if it's just to sit around and have, a few drinks or whatever. So that makes me feel a lot better. But I've also decided, and I told myself this, and I'm working through it here on this camera so I can have visual representation. If that slows down for him, now, I'm not going to say my emotion not going to slow down, right? Like, I'm not going to still be out here 2 or 3 times a week. However, I'm not going to go as stale as I did before. I feel like I wasn't going out with nobody. I wouldn't even go out during the week. I feel like a lot of the things that we both made seem like carnal sins prior to him dating this girl have now become conversation pieces, right? Like, if somebody wanted me to go out on a Wednesday, there's never going to be that same conversation I had prior to him dating this girl. Because, like, I remember trying to go out on a weekday, and I remember the hell I got. Like, I mean, you can do it. I never tell you not to do it because you're a grown woman, but I just don't understand why you need to be outside in the middle of the week and woo. And I remember being like, oh my goodness, like, it's only a couple of hours, And that was so hard to understand until one of his friends, whether it was the young lady he was trying to date or her brother, wanted to hang out on a Tuesday and he had to go to work the next day. Oh, now we know how to hang out. Now we could do it. And so one of the things that I did call him on and when kind of holding him accountable, just like, so now you know that regardless of what happens with this situation, now I recognize that these things are attainable to us, right? These were things that I was trying to do prior to this young lady even showing up. And when you lacked those opportunities, you made the energy really weird for me to go out and do it. I'm modeling to you that I'm not doing that to you. Regardless of what your situation is, you have to choose not to do that to me. And, he says that he will. Humans are human. We have to see what happens. But I am documenting it for myself and for my own accountability. Because one of the things that I have to hold myself accountable for is I have been making a lot of fucking excuses for this man in this relationship. And it took me realizing, it took me being asked to experience him less time-wise to make me realize, this shit ain't even what I'm asking for. And so I'm sitting here trying to plug the holes and roll the boat, and you just kind of here because I love you. And don't get me wrong, you rowing, you're doing things, but you need to be doing more. And the only way you're going to be doing more is if I don't do it. And so I had to not do it. And that has been so good. Choosing not to do it, choosing not to stand up, choosing not to fill any financial holes right now. That's why we out dirt dashing right now. Because I'm just not doing it anymore. I'm not making excuses within my own head. I'm not making excuses within conversations. You need to show up as a better version of yourself, or it's perfect that you're engaging in other interactions and other relationships, because actually that's probably where you're going to end up. And I'm getting a lot more stern with my heart and my energy. And I can tell that he feels it. And I can tell that I'm of value to him, because even with me becoming more stern and my guard kind of being up, he's still feverishly chasing. He's still flirting with me throughout the house. He's still loving on me. And I love it. I love the affection. I love the attention. I love that he's pursuing me. But I also have to remember that in order for me to continue to be pursued, I got to maintain my stance. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to maintain my stance, because I personally believe in what I'm doing. And I love that I'm doing it so vulnerably in front of a camera, because I can look at this and I can use this for myself. I've used one of my videos in a therapy session, actually. And my therapist is like, well, whichever ones you ever want to come and break down, let's work through those. So I am processing and helping my brain in a way that really works for me, and I'm super proud of myself for it. My biggest goal right now is to pivot and to get into my shit and to not allow whatever is happening in my life to stop my shit. So the next big physical thing for me is getting my creative space, the loft, together, and being ready to start creating out there and working out there, so that way on those days where he's not working, or like today where we're kind of bunched in the house, I can kind of get my space. But that's that. Kehlani was amazing, y'all. The concert was great. Social anxiety did not have me bad. It was an outdoor venue, so I truly think that was the issue. I mean, that was the good thing. It's an outdoor venue. I was able to bring my little pens, my little weed pens and stuff, so I was able to have me a little smoke and just kind of chill. I was also with good company, right? When I went to the Ari Lennox concert, I was with my man, who I was in and back and forth, not really feeling, and then somebody who we were having such a crazy connection, because I'm meeting this person, I'm around this person, I'm feeling great vibes, and when I'm in person with this person, my partner is telling me all these positive things about this person, but my nervous system won't get over the fact that something is going on. My intuition screamed at me about this girl, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but something in my psyche, in my body, in my whatever is just very untrusting of her. And there's nothing that I feel like I can do about it, because I've literally tried everything. And some people just aren't your people, and that young lady is not my person. So I feel like being in an environment where he already didn't want to be, and he doesn't recognize how his energy sucks all the energy out the room, right? Like if he ain't feeling something, I might as well not do it if I'm gonna do it around him, and he doesn't recognize that. Like he's always like, you could just do what you want to do. You don't have to worry about me. Like, no, you suck all the energy out the room. Another reason I'm really grateful for our present stance situation, because I can go and do events and not feel like, oh, I'm going to invite you, baby, because I don't want you to feel like I'm not inviting you. Like now I want to go do the event and I know that you're okay with it because you finna go do you. And the fact that I can go to certain events and just like geek out and have a good time without like looking over my shoulder and seeing him being like, I'm a little too cool for this, or this kind of lame. And it's like, it's cool. You know what I mean? But, you know, I think my issue with people like my partner at times, and it's not him specifically, it's just people that are kind of super rough and tough and they've been through a lot, is like everything in life is so like goofy and lame to them. But it's like what you do is lame though. Like sitting around having a negative energy about shit that didn't ask you to have an opinion about it in the first place is lame to me. The fact that like you're so concerned about looking cool and I don't know to whom, that you've never just burst out into song in the middle of the street or just dance and laughed until your belly fooled over is lame to me. And not saying that that's true about my partner, but there are so many people in this world who legitimately do not give themselves an opportunity to be free emotionally or free as a person or free spiritually because they don't want people to look at them crazy. People who don't even really see you, you know what I mean? But I'm on a tangent. Anyways, Kehlani was amazing. Like I said, outdoor venues are my preference, but I honestly think that with good company, I could have been at that very same venue. It really was just about the company that I was keeping and just recognizing and closing the loop on the situation that like that's over with and that's not going to be something that I pursue, and this person is not in alignment with me. You feel me? Kehlani is beautiful. She gave a great show, like dancing, singing, skits, outfit changes, all of the good things. Janet Jackson attended her Chicago show. Janet Jackson was less than 20 feet behind me. First of all, I had no idea until I found out the next day. But that's just so beautiful to like be in an environment with such great energy, and to be around like other great women. I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I have really great friends who always spend it, baby. I love it. That's another reason why I have to like get out of some of the financial holes I find myself in being kind of so invested financially into certain things with my partner, because I want to be able to give to my friends the way they give to me. And I can, because usually when I go out, I got my money. I got my spending money, or I don't go out. But like this weekend, my friend brought our drinks and she brought our food. I paid for the parking and I came and got her. So I feel like that's the reason why she does do for me, because she lives really far. She lives past Oak Park and I live in Indiana. And so I drive at minimum an hour to come pick her up, and usually we have to drive back into the city. So I drive an hour away from my house, grab her, then 30 minutes back into the city to go where we're going, and then take her home and then come back home. So usually when we're out, she don't let me spend money, and I feel like that's such a good balance, you know what I mean? That's why I don't mind making sure I personally keep money in my truck, because if not, then I would just be having him gas up the truck, and now I'm just kind of getting princess treatment. Now, I don't turn it down. If he gas up the truck and he tell me don't worry about it, I don't turn it down. But I'm always prepared to put money into the truck because I know I drive such a far distance for my consistent friend. Like I said, loved Kehlani, had a fucking ball. Y'all, I'm in a good space. You know how you first start working out and you're just like, maybe I want to be fat. And then you just keep going to the gym. And one day you're like, I can't believe I ever wanted to be fat. That's how I feel after these last few weeks of like breakdowns and like tears and like all of that shit. And like it's been raining and tornado warnings in Chicago. These fucking kids not even going to school tomorrow. So it's like there's so much shit going on in this world. But for me, the thing that I want to be true for myself is that I kept going and I keep going. A few weeks ago, I was going through some shit. Now, I've gotten through it. Now, I'm probably going to go through some more shit very soon. And y'all going to be right here to hold my hand. But today, this week, I feel really fucking great. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my energy. Honestly, I'm getting back around women. I've been a little boy for a minute, y'all. Just like I was driving the other day listening to like my baddie jams, like my Meg Thee Stallion and stuff. And like, don't get me wrong, it comes back. But I'm like, bitch, you know more about me and D-Lo and Boston Richie than now you know Kehlani and Meg Thee Stallion. Let's get back into bad bitch energy. Let's get back into being yourself. I feel like when you're a woman in a relationship, and our friend Jordan and I were literally just talking about it. When you are a woman in a relationship, it's just so easy to just become like little Mr. Me Too to your man. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's any fucking thing wrong with that. However, when you're in long-term relationships and you're doing that for a long time, you start to look in the mirror and see less and less of yourself unless you kind of give yourself this freedom to like, you know, your shit. And so that is the freedom that I'm giving myself right now. The ability to just choose me and to be face forward. The kids haven't been back for a full week, so we're going to talk about them next week. The biggest thing that kind of occurred was just kind of like having the boundary conversation with mom of the second baby, right? I feel like everything that I told my partner and I told y'all a few vlogs ago that was going to happen when mom needed to relinquish control on a Monday to Friday basis of her baby to us has happened, right? The first day of school, mom wanted to take him to school. No problem. We gonna all take him. Well, not all, because I stayed home when I was at work. But him, mom, and dad went to school. Perfect. Mom then asks and tell, you know what I mean? Because that's her child, right? Basically informs us that she will be getting him midweek, and then she also needs him for the weekend. Now the weekend is perfect because we both have plans, and so that's great. And the oldest usually goes with his grandma to help out with grandpa. Cool. However, the boundary had to be set. You cannot choose to come get him in the middle of the week just because like you're off the next day and you want to take him to school. I say yes, like you're missing your baby, cool. But like I want him to come over to like do things in my house. No, like he could do that on the weekend. I personally feel that he should be able to do that on the weekend. He should be able to be a kid throughout the week. So that is a seed planted that I can intend that is going to grow into something that is either really good or really bad. And we just going to see. We just going to ride that out. That's the only thing that's kind of going on with the kiddos. And then I remember I had a moment when I was looking at the oldest. Actually, I was looking at the oldest yesterday. I was looking at my locks, I'm sorry. I was looking at the oldest day before yesterday, and I realized that the reason that I love him so much is not even because of the passing of his mother. I realized that, like, I was truly about to leave his father before all of that happened. Like, ODM. And I said I don't like to vlog about stuff that he don't know, but I had money saved up. Like, the after he came, the money that I pumped into this house for us to be able to survive, and the money that I used to take care of us while my partner was in CDL school and just out of work, was literally money that I had saved up, and I was prepared to leave this man. I was gone, y'all. And I realized that I love my oldest stepson so much because him walking into the house that morning, I remember looking at him and being like, I'm not going anywhere. And I will say that I'm grateful to still be here. I have a lot of female friends who confide in me about their relationships. I'm gonna be very honest with you. My man not perfect. We know he not perfect. I just sat on here and gave y'all the shit. But by comparison, I'm grateful in a lot of ways. And that's no tea, no shade to none of my friends, because my friends watch my vlog and I love y'all hoes. And y'all know I love y'all hoes and I love y'all menses. But some of the stuff y'all tell me make me come on home and cuddle on up under next to my little Sagittarius, because I have a man who genuinely works his ass off to make me happy. The flaws that he has are, thank you, are human flaws. Because I know somebody watching that just said, "Bless you, thank you." The flaws that he have are human flaws, and the flaws that I have are human flaws. Imagine somebody telling you, "Go, do what you need to do, have a relationship, do whatever you want to do. I want you to be happy." And then you start doing that shit, and that person be like, "Oh my God, you're going crazy, and I don't think you're being sensitive to my feelings." And then I'm gonna scream and holler, and I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna flip out. I'm a crazy, controlling, manipulative bitch. So who the fuck am I to look at him crazy for being a sociopathic, manipulative liar? I got to call him out on his bullshit when he does it, and he fixes it. Okay, we're gonna start there. We're gonna see what we have here. But I realize that the connection that I do have with my older stepson, it comes from like that lifeline that he truly threw my romantic relationship, because I do love his dad. I do love that man. It's just who he takes me through it, and I think that's the one of the reasons that I wanted to hold on to him, is because very few people in this world take me through it. So why do you take me through it? I also realized that like I didn't want to be in a relationship, and then once I developed the feelings of relationship with him, it was like, well, now I got to do this. Now I want to do this, and I feel like I realized that like the last few situations, the last few years for real, I've been really like trying so hard. I've been of Misa Manning. I've been leaning the fuck out of this relationship, squeezing the bitch eyes gonna pop out the head, because I don't want to feel like I wasn't worthy of something that felt like a gift to me, right? Like I've never wanted this type of love. And the fact that it has come to me has to be a gift. And so I realized that I was like tying my self-worth to my ability to keep this gift. And I just had to like say, bitch, that don't even make sense. That's why I love talking to myself, and I love recording myself and then listening to the video again, because bitch, that doesn't make sense. No, you don't want romantic love, but baby, you've had it, and you've had it in multiple facets outside of this one. Not to say that this one isn't amazing, but you've had it, okay? This is a strong one, yeah. But this is also a strong one with a very intelligent partner. You have to stop filling holes and rowing the boat. You could be the hole filler if he gonna always row the boat. He could come fill holes and you can come row the boat. I know that we've kind of established our roles, right? He wants to row the boat. He wants to be able to push this bitch forward, and he respects the way in which I fill holes. But now I'm in a space now, I cannot be a boat roller. And that's literally why he's out doing DoorDash right now. That's why when he goes to see the women that he wants to date, he has to leave my car keys in the house. That's why there are boundaries here that basically are part of my contract to be on this boat whole filling. He can row it, he can steer it, he can do all of those things as long as he meets my boundaries. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna let this whole sink. Mermaids don't drown. And so I love him, but it is now time for him to pull his weight, because I am no longer pulling more than mine. Honestly, that's a really great place to end this. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my energy. I am excited about what the upcoming school year means for me and these boys. I'm super grateful for both of these boys. And I'm grateful for my partner, because he is still an amazing person, an amazing partner who has shown tremendous growth and tremendous intentionality around my heart over the last 7 years. However, if you put a sucker in front of somebody's face and they like suckers, they're probably going to lick it. I can't be angry at some of the outcomes that I've experienced in this relationship, but I do now know how to change them, because I'm real enough with myself to say, you fucked up. You weren't doing what you were supposed to do. You were making excuses for yourself. You were making excuses for this man. You were pulling more than you needed to. You burnt yourself out. You were about to leave this person because you didn't want to communicate what you needed. And if you had communicated what you needed, he was capable and willing to give it to you. doing it now. Sit back, chill, and enjoy that. And so that's where I'm at. I'm at sit back, chill, and enjoy that. Like, one of the things that I do respect about men who want to be polyamorous is they get in their bag because they want to have power. Most men that want to have multiple women, especially the ones who have very strict boundaries about those women engaging with other men, want to have power. They want to be kings. The royal penis is king. I mean, clean, your highness. Those types of men are very clear control freaks. And my thing is this: I like the arrogance that comes with controlling men. So I'll probably always be with a controlling man, but it costs to be the motherfucking boss around me. And that was what I wasn't holding him to the standard of. I'm submitting to him, I'm bowing to him, and he not doing shit worthy of being a king. I had to stop that. Now he's stepping up. He's doing what he needs to do on his king shit. Now I can bow. And that is what I am proud of myself for this week. And I am grateful to watch somebody do on my behalf. To have somebody striving to be their best self, to be with me, let alone for the rest of their life. It's just so beautiful. I am grateful for where I find myself, and I want to keep myself vigilant so that I do not fall into the same patterns. But I also want to just take a moment to like fully celebrate myself for pivoting the way I did. I rewatch all my vlogs, and to watch myself go from this like fumbling, insecure woman to the woman I am today feels amazing. And so I hope you had a good time watching me unravel, fall apart, and stitch myself back up together again. And please understand that if you stick around, you're gonna see it a couple more times. I fucking love you. I hope you have a good week and a good weekend. See y'all next week.